Rusty's Crypto Cave here, and we are back in a long form format for a month-end review. Part of the reason I haven't been able to do a whole lot of long form videos is because my editing rig is my main desktop, and it's been on salad. And actually, we'll pop over here. As you can see, I've been actually having some decent jobs for the last 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks or so. One stinker day here, but for the most part, it's close to $2 or above as far as per day on a 4070 Ti Super is what I have in this rig. So it's been doing pretty well. Can't complain. So I'm doing that and letting that run. So and I do have to do a salad update because I noticed it was looking for a job. I was like, well, okay, this is a good opportunity. I'm going to pause it, record this video and maybe another, and we'll get her back up and chopping. So let's hop over to the spreadsheet. Here are all the transactions for the month of May. May was a decent month, not too shabby. Pretty much most of the same stuff has been running. Haven't really changed a whole lot. CPU rigs have been still on. The 2 CMP card rigs have been on. And the 1660 Ti's have been on QAI or QAI or whatever the hell you say, however you pronounce it. I don't know. But it's been pretty much mining the same shit. The S19K Pro 120 was solo mining to my own node. That I did turn off on Monday night. So that is now off. And so the next month electric bill will be, I would think, substantially lower, probably $250 lower or whatever. Probably $200 because I was running at about 2,400 watts or so, around 100 terahash-ish, somewhere in that ballpark. But that is now turned off. But everything else is going. Flux nodes, Neoxa nodes, Geodnet miner, Wingbits has been up and running too for the last week and a half or so. I'm going to do a separate video on that, just to give you an idea how that is doing. But as far as the month goes, pretty much the AL0, the RX0 still on. The KS0 has been solo mining Caspa. And if you've seen some of the shorts, I had some issues with the one, and I had to revert back to factory firmware, and still had some issues. Wouldn't get, and I had to reset it a few times, but I finally did get it back up and running. It's hashing away again at the 100 gigahash or whatever the hell it is on solo mining. Now I did find a few blocks. My luck is pretty good. That was also in another short, so that's still rocking away. So, but let's get into it. As far as this goes, this is pretty much all the transactions. Like I said, DePin. Total revenue and stuff for the month was $15.79. I haven't done an update in a while as far as pulling from the API for updated pricing. There has been decreases, so my guess this will probably even swing negative. So, because currently it shows $117 capital gain, but it's been a while since I did an update. I'm guessing at least over a week and a half, if not more. So when we get to the income statement, we'll get a better idea as far as how that is. But let's hop over to the electricity tab. And total electric bill for the month was $777.27. I used 6,540 kilowatts. And the 1660 Ti rig went up a little bit by 23 kilowatts for the month. 3060 Ti's, the 6-card rig that's right behind me in that room, has been off. 3070 Ti's, for whatever reason, that rig is drawing a tiny bit of power. Used 2.4 kilowatts for the month, it looks like. And then the shed dropped down from 4,600 kilowatts to 3,900 kilowatts, so that was a decent drop. Then the CPU rigs went up a little bit, and the 4070 Ti Super, that's the Warthog rig, that increased a tiny bit as well. Overall, total electricity used for mining for the month was down 640 kilowatts or so, so my electric bill was $70, $80, $90 less-ish in that ballpark. Had some weird weather, so more of this electric bill actually went towards cooling the house, because the AC did kick on a few times because we had some cold days, then got warm, the AC kicked on, and back to cold, dropping down to the 40s and 30s at night. Freaking Pennsylvania weather is ridiculous. You can pretty much just about experience all 4 seasons in one day. No, it's nuts. So it's finally going to be mid-80s today, so it's going to be warm, humid. Of course, finally not raining, so I might be able to get some yard work done. So, but anywho, so let's hop over to income statement, and then this is where we're going to do the refresh. as far as, let's see, I could probably zoom in a little bit. Yeah, that might be too much, but we'll leave it at that. Yeah, that should be all right. So it cuts the little bit off here, but because I did add another column here for metered mining. I didn't get the bill yet, actually, so this is just a kind of a guess based off 3,500 kilowatts for 31 days, 24 hours a day. So it's not going to be 100% accurate, but it's going to be close enough. So, so I'm going to do refresh the API, see where this looks. So we got 1974 here right now. Yikes, that dropped $1,300. Yeehaw. So, yeah. Ouch. All right, so total mining revenue for the month at the time of mining was $1,187.89. Compare that to its current value is $1,117. So that's a drop of about $70 if I would sell right now. And then nodes are at $30.35, currently at $24, so that's a drop of $6. That's like flux in the oxide there. And then DePin, current time of mining was 361, currently 297. Because Geodnet did go down a few cents, 4 or 5 cents throughout the month, so that's where the big drop is there. Electric for the month, that's 597. 597 is the same. $40 for hosting, and that's for node hosting, so that's $28 for the Nimbus node and $6 for each of the Neoxa nodes. And those are all hosted on node orbits. They've been great to deal with as far as hosting goes. Had one little hiccup at a Flux node about a couple days ago, but they got back up and running pretty quickly. And but other than that, that's the only little hiccup that I've had with them in the last 2 years or so that I've been using them, somewhere in that range. So they've been good to deal with. Definitely not complaining. The bill from Terra for the L9 was $257.14, and then, like I said, I estimated the bill from metered mining for the S21. Thanks again to Metered Mining and Red Panda for the giveaway. That bad boy is up and running, and actually I had that hashing away, and I was able to turn off the less efficient stuff here at home and lower my at-home electric bill. Except for this past month, the month of May, I did solo mine with my S19K Pro to my own node for the whole month. Like I said, I was going to do actually even a little bit further because I didn't shut it off until Monday night, and because I went out for some two-wheel therapy on Sunday and didn't really, I was kind of tired, exhausted, slightly hungover, and so I just didn't really do anything, and yeah, so I shut it off on Monday. So profit at the time of mining was $377. Current value is profit of $337. So here it's been an improvement, mainly because the electric bill is going down, so I'm not spending as much on electric. It's really what it is. And then the net profit after electric currently is a little bit lower, just because also I probably spent, like I said, $150, $200 to take a shot at solo mining to my own node. So that ended up being a waste of money, but hey, if you're not playing the game, you're not going to win. So figured I'd at least give it a shot. But so I still currently do have on the mining to my node, the Gamma, I'm running at about a terahash. The Supra is at 700 gigahash. The Disruptor, 300 gigahash. That's just a single USB drive, so that's up to 300 gigahash. So they did swap out the chips on those compared to these nerd miners. These nerd miners will probably never ever hit a block. Their best difficulty is only 851, not even 851,000, which was 851. So yeah, and it's got to get to solve a block. We got to get to 127 terahash of difficulty to solve a block. So yeah, that's not going to happen. So, and then the Nerd QX, that's hammering away at 4 terahash. That one has solved the best difficulty of what's running right now. The best difficulty was 477 billion. That was from, as you see here, that was Power Play, that was the S19K. For whatever reason, that one seemed like it would disconnect every hour or two and then briefly go over to the backup pool, which was via BTC, and then back to solo mining to the pool. I'm not sure what the deal was with that, but doesn't matter now because it's turned off. So So I'm probably gonna get that cleaned up to sell, and along with the 120 plus, the 104, and all that stuff. So 'cause I have 2 Epic control boards, the Brains control board. I'll probably revert everything back to stock, all that stuff, and get them listed and see if I could get them sold. So we are gonna pop back to here. So, and as far as this goes, I have a feeling June will probably be a little bit better, just because it's, like I said, I'm not going to be solo mining with the S19K Pro, so the expenses will be lower, the electric bill will be lower, maybe, because my electric rate is going up. June 1st, pretty much everywhere, every provider, supplier, everybody in Pennsylvania is freaking raising their rates. And it seems like it's happening to a lot of people in the Northeast in general, which is bullshit. It needs to lower the shit, so I don't know. It's kind of frustrating. I said it before, I'll say it again. I really missed Inspire with the whole unlimited plan. And even if I didn't have like the ridiculously low 5 cents a kilowatt, where it was pretty much $29 plus distribution, and that was it, which was insane. So that was great for the last year. Well, last year in 22 to 23 time frame. So since then, I've been playing musical chairs with suppliers, and that's kind of a pain in the ass every couple of months having to switch somebody to somebody else. So I'm gonna have to go back on that train again and switch to a different supplier again. So, but it is what it is. That's the game you got to play. Luckily, I'm not using a whole lot of power now, so I don't have a lot of equipment running. Like all the 3070s are turned off, all the 3060 Ti's are turned off, 3070 Ti's are off, 3080s are off. It's just, like I said, it's just the CMP cards that are running, and kind of like spec mining. They're still on Ergo and Zealous, and probably just gonna leave them run. And along with 1660 Ti's, just leave them run because they're not terribly expensive to run. So I'll just leave them go. They're pretty close to breaking even. They're actually not doing too terribly as far as that goes. So that's not like I'm earning 20 cents and spending $4 a day to run the machines or anything like that. So I would say they're probably plus minus 50 cents for the whole rig-ish, somewhere in there. Don't really pay attention to it too close because it's not like it's that bad. So, yeah. So we're just going to keep on doing it that for the rest of the month until something changes. I haven't gotten into mining Netari or anything like that, so I haven't really gotten to the game of switching around to different coins and stuff. And there really hasn't been a whole lot of new stuff to switch to, so GPU mining has been pretty blah lately. So, well, it's been that way for the last year and a half, or pretty much mainly since the merge. I mean, there was a few little pops where you had Carlson and Pyrin, and Zealous was great when it first came out. That was extremely profitable when that first happened, but now not so much. So you got that, but until something really pops off and really makes it worthwhile, probably just gonna keep on doing what I'm doing. And if something does become wildly profitable, then maybe I will turn on the 3070s first, and then the 3060 Ti's and 3080s. I'm actually thinking about getting them cleaned up and selling them because they're not as efficient. So I'm thinking about unloading those. I do have 8 Founders editions. Some of them are copper plate modded already too. I did that with during the Ethereum days, just to keep the temps down. And I believe pretty much all of them were repadded with GPU risers, thermal pads and stuff in them already. So I might get them cleaned up and get them listed for sale as well, along with the 3070 Ti's, because honestly, those cars weren't the greatest for mining. I'm not sure where I bought them, but whatever, I did. So time to unload them. I did sell all my 2080 Ti's. Although I did have somebody just request a return into one, just because I guess the temps got a little high, and so it probably needs a repad and repaste, which I kind of knew. So, but I guess somebody buying a 6-7-year-old GPU expects it to be brand new, but whatever. So, when I get that back, I'll repad it, repaste it, and then list it back for sale again. So, that is, I believe that should actually come in Monday or Tuesday, I think is when that's expected to arrive. So. And then maybe I could even do a video about as far as going through and repadding a 2080 Ti Founders. So, but yeah. So anyway, so this is what we look like for the month so far. Year-to-date profit, yeah, not looking the greatest, but it's still positive. It's better than it was before because it was negative before. So January still looking negative. February slightly negative. the other 3 months are looking positive as for current values and stuff like that. So, and then once I do get the final bill from meter mining, I will put that in there, but it's not gonna, plus minus $20 is what I'm guessing, something like that. And so it's not gonna be a huge difference. So, and yeah, so until the next video, which will probably be Friday, because I'm going to try to record it once I'm done this one and get that one uploaded as well. And just because if I get another job going, and once I do the salad update, I'm just going to kind of let it eat, let it keep going. I may switch the Warthog rig over to just a strict salad rig. I have to get another 1 terabyte hard drive. I thought I had some, but apparently I don't. And it seems like the hard drive that's in there, it would cause crashes. It was like a 256 gig, I think, something like that, or 260 or 240, whatever the hell it was. And that would cause issues and it would crash. I guess it was downloading job beta, didn't have enough room or whatever the scenario was, and it kept on rebooting and stuff. And so, whereas this desktop, this thing's been rocking great. Once it gets the job, it just hammers away on it. The only thing that will screw me is if Windows updates, which are such a pain in the ass. So, anyway, until next video, we'll catch you later.